Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, June 30th, 2026. My name is Don Swiker. I'm going to call the Jackson County Board of Supervisors to order. To my left, I have Mike Steinen.
Good morning.
To my right, I have Nen Flegel, Bjorn from IT, Lisa from the auditors. A rare appearance from Brittany back in the press box. First up, we have visitors and citizens. Is there anybody online or in the gallery who'd like to address the board today? Hearing none, we'll move on to Jeff Kilberg, Maintenance Supervisor, and Joe Benz, and talking about Jennifer, talking about the senior center.
Morning.
Morning, Joe, you there?
Morning.
I am, yes. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Well, I
Okay.
appreciate
Go
the
ahead.
flexibility and letting me join virtually. Lisa said that would be okay for this conversation. And Jeff, I don't know if you want to lead and give context or background, and I'm happy to jump in with any questions, but is that okay for flow?
Yeah, that works. So, I mean, for anybody that's not familiar, we had the accident back in January at the senior center. And their insurance company, I just call them ANI, it's short for Alliance Nonprofits Insurance. They're the people that we're dealing with, because they had Custard Insurance Adjusters originally do all the adjusting for it. It's a pretty long, drawn out process. I mean, it took months to get anywhere. And now they're coming forward with their proposals as to what they want to pay for the building. I don't know how far we want to talk about this or what all we want to talk.
Well, I guess I know the board wants to just get this resolved. And so we can either, if I understand it right, please correct if I'm wrong, Jennifer, Joe. We can either accept what they want to give and settle the claim that way. A couple of months ago, you guys gave us the advice that we should just accept it and proceed. But now the email I'm reading, are you saying we should file the whole claim through our insurance and then you guys go after? Or is it just for the depreciation? What is it?
Yeah, so the original intent was you guys are not at fault in this claim at all. And so the ideal state is that the at fault party's insurance company would be the one that pays the claim, ultimately pays the contractor to do the work to get you back up and running. The reality is they're applying so much depreciation to their settlement and to their claim adjustment that it puts you guys in a position that you have a significant amount of out-of-pocket expenditure. And to Lisa's point, and those who have responded to the email, that seems wildly unfair based on you guys not being at fault in this claim. So because the depreciation being factored by this Custard independent adjusting group is so high, I feel like we should submit this to ICAP now and have them adjust the claim. With ICAP, you guys have a replacement cost on your buildings. So what that means is that they will pay to get you to full replacement of the damages, less your deductible, which is $25,000. And then it gives ICAP the opportunity. They're almost certainly going to subrogate the claim, meaning they're going to go after the at-fault party's insurance company behind the scenes after ICAP has paid it. And they're going to look to recover what the at-fault party is legally liable for, which there's no argument to be made here that they are not in this case. So as part of that subrogation demand, they would request the actual cash value amount, which is what Custard is legally obligated to pay. Plus, they would request as part of that subrogation what your deductible was or is for the county. So if this all plays out properly, which is I would expect it to play out this way, contractor will be paid full amount for the replacement. The county would pay $25,000. That's your deductible and out-of-pocket expense. Post subrogation, I feel like there's a good possibility you would recover a majority, if not all of that. And so in the end, what I think will end up happening is $25,000 from you, there will be 34,000 that will show on your loss history for ICAP long term, because that's the depreciation that they're going to be responsible for now paying. And then they will subrogate the rest of it. So long term, hopefully at the end of this, you guys will not have out of pocket expense if that subrogation goes well. You'll have about a $35,000 claim on your loss history. And the reality is, as underwriters look at that, they're going to recognize and acknowledge that it was a non-at-fault property claim for you all. But I think that puts you guys in a better position than me telling you that you need to spend tens of thousands of dollars out of the county's budget just so we don't have a claim on your loss history. So that's obviously changed throughout time, but just based on what the at-fault parties carrier is offering, I don't think that that's a good deal for Jackson County. And so my recommendation would be that we file it through ICAP, make sure that it is a covered claim, make sure that it's adjusted accordingly, and then see how it plays out with them handling it. So that's the long.
So what would we have to, if we decided to do that, what would we have to do? Can you guys just take the ball and run, or is there paperwork we need to do?
Yeah, so
This
I have
project
all,
get started, because it's been 6 months, almost 7 months. We had great momentum in the senior center, and it's pretty much taken all the wind out of the sails. They found other places to go, so we're trying to get this done as fast as possible. Could we get going? How fast, I guess?
yeah, great question. We have all the documentation that's been provided to us from the other party's adjuster. So all of that is over to ICAP. I talked to Lisa about the fact that I wanted your guys's full approval to officially submit it. So it would be a submitted claim with ICAP that they will adjust. If you guys give us that today, I'll instruct them to move forward. An adjuster would be in touch with Jeff. Based on the fact that we have so much information already, it would move very, very quickly, would be what I would anticipate. And I don't see any issues with this being drug out longer. So I don't think it would add time to this process. I do think that there would be good financial benefit to the county if we did it this way.
So if we did it this way, there was in a process of, in an effort to try to get this going under our current trajectory, we had secured contractors. As soon as we got to go ahead, could we still proceed with them, or would we have to start the process over? Or that's kind of my concern.
Yeah, if that's the case, if they say no, we need to put this back out for bid and go through this whole process again, then that would change our recommendation just based on the amount of time and resource that you would spend on it. But I don't anticipate that being the case. I think what they'll do is they'll look at the they'll look at the adjusted claim from the other party. They're just not going to factor in depreciation because you guys have full replacement cost on your buildings. So they'd review the information, I would assume, want to utilize the same contractors. ICAP's adjuster is going to want to get this claim resolved probably more quickly than the at-fault parties, frankly, once they receive it and get the official approval to move forward with it. So I don't anticipate that being an issue. If they come back and say we need to rebid the project, we need to go through another full scope of work, then we could get back on a call like this and say, hey, based on this, do you just want to take the settlement from the third party and move on and get this thing up and running and moving? But I don't anticipate that being an issue.
Joe, this is Mike, and that's my concern is that we still have the deductible 25,000, of course, and you anticipate, or everybody anticipates, your better judgment says we should move forward, which it makes like it sounds sense. I don't want that to come back and bite us. And now we're also obligated for the depreciation part of it. You know, do we have hidden costs? Is this a long-term effect on our rates? I don't. You telling me that the underwriters are gonna look at it and say, well, you guys weren't at fault, so it shouldn't affect our rates. Well, I'm not guaranteed that, correct? I mean, somehow, I guess, I appreciate your guidance to say, I think you should move forward. That's a positive to me. But I'm still a little concerned about, hey, we still haven't end up in the same spot, and what did we? gain.
Yeah, that's a great question, Mike. And that was asked via an email. I'm not sure if it was Jeff or Lisa, but somebody asked a similar question is, hey, what's the impact of this? And I gave a response, which was basically ICAP evaluates claims and performance just like any other insurance company. But from what we've seen, and we've worked with them consistently now through hard markets and soft markets, what they do is they look at their overall performance and their membership group, and they give kind of a range of, hey, this is the rate increase or decrease by line that our members are going to see based on the performance of the overall pool. And it can vary slightly from member to member, meaning if Jackson County has really bad loss history, could they charge you a 7% rate increase for property instead of a 5%? They certainly could, but it is within a range that all members see. So the reality is they're just not the carrier that says, hey, you had a loss last year, so we're going to surcharge you 50% just because we have the ability to, where another county out there that didn't have any losses is seeing a 0% increase. That's not the way that the pool works. So I give that as context to say I do not think a $35,000 non-at fault claim is going to cost you significantly in future premiums. That's just not the way that this pool operates, and we have good history with them to validate that.
I would say, yeah, under your professional, both of you, recommendation that we do it that way, I'm perfectly fine with it. I just say we have, like Don said, move forward here.
Well,
We're gonna get something going.
we have on here discussion of possible motion on action on the senior center insurance claim.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Joe, so my question then is based on if the board decides to go through ICAP, what do we do with the other? I do have an email from the senior claims examiner for the insurance company. He wants to know what our decision is. Is our decision right now to do nothing with them and kind of let them wait and see? What's
Yeah.
your
You're
recommendation?
not in a hurry to message them back.
Or would it be in our best interest to say the board decided to file it against their own insurance and let their lawyers fight with your lawyers? You know, because sometimes that might be a bigger stick to say, because maybe they'll give those your guys' lawyer, ICAP lawyers a lot more credibility. I don't know.
So basically that, Don, would be my recommendation. I would just respond, Lisa, and say based on the settlement amount offered, we've been given guidance to submit this to our property insurer. We highly anticipate they will look to subrogate the claim against your insurance company, but for now, we're pursuing the claim under our own policy. And to your point, they'll probably think, oh my gosh, we're going to get a subrogation letter and have to fight this. And they might be, willing to offer more to ICAP, and thus your claim with ICAP might show 25,000 instead of 35,000, depending on how that goes back and forth. But that would be my recommendation. Again, you're going to have 25,000 of out-of-pocket expense initially when the claim goes, because that is your property deductible. But that is less than 34,000, which is the recoverable depreciation that is being shown on Custard's adjusted claim. So we're already benefiting there. And then I do think that there's a high likelihood that when ICAP subrogates, there would be money given back to the county for your deductible when they recognize their full fault. I can't promise 25,000, but I think there's a high likelihood you would get it based on you having 0% contribution to this claim.
Well, there's some other claims that bills that they have just failed to acknowledge. Like the person that buttoned the building up in the beginning and things like that, they just haven't done anything with them. Those have been unpaid for 6 months. So I think it would be best we proceed this way because I have no faith in their abilities or what they're doing for their insurance company. So
And I feel bad for them people that stepped up to the plate in the very beginning to help us out. I mean, what if we would have left this building sitting wide open for 6 months? Then what would their claim be?
right.
Agreed.
So would those amounts then come through the ICAP adjuster? I mean, is that how that would work?
Thoughts of the board?
I would make a motion to proceed with the senior center insurance claim with ICAP, as recommended.
I would second that.
Said motion good, Lisa?
Yep.
We have a motion by Mike, second by Nan to proceed with the senior center insurance claim through ICAP as presented. Any other discussion? If there's any changes or information, please get back to us. We'd appreciate it. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thanks, Joe.
You have the
Thank
power.
you all for your time. Appreciate it. We'll be in touch with updates.
Thank you very much.
Start swinging.
Nope, Joe and I will get it filed with ICAP. We'll send you over the same stuff like we always do. You
Yep.
put your number, your adjuster, all of that good jazz, and
Okay,
we've got so much of that documentation already. Thank
What
you,
about the
Jeff.
documentation
Well,
of
you guys can talk about the,
we got documentation to build the thing. About 60. Send them over.
Okay.
next up, we got Jim Crocker, the Jackson County Chief Deputy Sheriff.
Morning, Jim.
Good morning,
Your
people.
day off even.
Yeah,
Who out to fish, ain't it?
oh, I don't know about that.
That's a good for
Do
yourself.
they bite when it's this hot?
Can always catch them.
Yeah.
We get something.
Hey, catch something.
Yes.
Yeah, I helped Denny Weiss out.
Yeah.
With his commercial stuff too, so he's out today, and right now it's a very good time for him, so.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just as the backstory and as a reminder, we inherited a system at the sheriff's department to where we did not have law enforcement contracts with the smaller cities. We had presented in 2023 to you the format requiring where the state of Iowa through code requires these small cities to have a law enforcement plan or a contract with another entity, this one being us. You okayed that presentation going forward. We presented to all the small cities and they all agreed to enter into these contracts. That was a $25 per capita agreement that we went into with everybody, with those monies going into the general fund. In going into those agreements, most of the cities agreed outright. The city of Lamont did not agree to enter into a contract. And ultimately, the sheriff, and I provided that documentation of that conversation. The sheriff did have the conversation with the mayor, and they declined to enter into an agreement. That creates so there is precedent within the state in terms of case law of counties going and contacting, demanding adherence to that code. And that's what I'd like to initiate talks on, is how we would like to go forward. First of all, with the town of Lamont isolated, if we want to ask for action by the county attorney regarding contact, and I've gone over this with John. He has some ideas of how that would be done. Or in light of this, if and a bigger picture, ultimately it's your contract with these towns through the sheriff's department. If you want to relook at anything in terms of the per capita or the use of those funds, if there's any relation to increase in 911 funds in the future, and whether this is a tool to get there, I don't know. So I just ultimately, the first question is, what should we do with the contract with the city of Lamont?
I think we should still pursue it. I mean, everybody's playing along with this. If this was the most reasonable aspect, I mean, we just didn't go into it that way. This is statewide or countrywide or whatever it is. It's a state mandate, right?
Correct, it's state code.
So in the code, and I guess,
What's the penalty for not? See, that's one thing that somebody said to me is, what happens if we don't?
And I think there is there's a course of action
Yeah.
to talk about that, and I would ask John to explain what that may be.
There's a number of avenues. Of course, we're all on the same team. We all like to encourage people to follow the law in the most pragmatic way possible. This has been done recently. It was done through, and upheld by the Supreme Court, it was done through what's called a mandamus action. Essentially, we as elected officials have duties under the code. If we don't do that duty, any one of our constituents has standing to file mandamus action, which is essentially compelling that individual personally to follow the law. And so the county could, as other counties have, filed mandamus actions in those events where those incorporated cities aren't paying their fair share. And that was, I think, actually precisely the case that we were looking at the other day, Tim. So that's an avenue, and maybe if people are aware of that, that there are individual penalties for us personally if we don't follow the law, that might be sort of a wake-up call for people to say, okay. And I think, and this doesn't go to a legal point, but I think the share right now that's allocated to this unincorporated cities that don't have police forces doesn't appear to be on its face unreasonable.
No,
So
I think it's our responsibility, to be honest, to treat everybody fairly here and everybody else is playing along. Is it a case where we go to a city council meeting with the mayor and the council and explain, this is where we're at, we don't want a lawsuit and we don't wanna.
We don't wanna play
blow
hardball.
this out of the water, but everybody's playing along here. We're trying to be fair to everybody.
Well, technically, you, to me, you should be able to argue the fact that it's a law they have to follow. The fact that they've knowingly and voluntarily decided not to follow the law is not the city of Lamont. If somebody has a problem, let's say, and they don't have, there's something going on, they need legal support, and there's a delay in getting there because they don't have guidance, they are open for litigation because they are not providing the necessary things under the law. Are they not? To me, that's a you question, John. Are they leaving themselves open to litigation because they are not providing law enforcement as directed by Iowa code?
that is a legal argument, right? I think what Jim and I are concerned with, of course, with those cities that don't provide that, then that ultimately falls back to the county. If they call,
Mhm.
you know.
It does, but
There's-
response times vary. I mean,
Oh, 100%.
You know?
I think absolutely that leaves them open and I haven't spoken to anyone on the city council, but that would certainly be my concern if I were on Lamont City Council for sure. I'd be worried about that.
Well, there's your liability. I mean, again, you call, well, you didn't pay for it, we're not responding. Well, okay, well, now we're in trouble,
Yeah, and I don't believe that's our intent.
No, I'm not saying that.
Wanna be that person that,
No, and I'm not saying that's what the department would do.
What I would be asking for is addressing the issue in a progressive manner, starting with the lowest possible.
actions.
Action,
Needed.
and whether that be a person-to-person at council meeting or a letter to,
I would like everything to be written.
yeah.
Because if they refuse it, I don't want a verbal refuse. I would like it to be written.
Yeah.
Because that way it's a trackable, traceable thing. I didn't talk to you on the phone. I don't know what you're talking. It's not what I said. That's not what I meant.
Either, again, we need to get on their council meeting
Recorded.
and be on their recording that way, or.
And I would surmise, just with the foundational case law regarding this specifically, they probably have not asked their counsel in terms of,
Yeah.
hey, what is our legal obligation? And I think they need to be churched in that. So,
I think a letter is in order to the mayor and the council, if you will. That's how it should be moving forward, and say, hey, we need a response, and we'd like it in writing if that's our wish.
Can we drop that up?
Absolutely.
And I would address it for all of them.
I will do so. It'll have the appropriate tone and tenor. And I can run it past you before we send it out.
Yeah,
We need a
and like
motion.
Lynn said, I think it should go to all of them, you know, thank the ones that are compliant, if you will.
Is there anything, or that letter would just go to Lamont, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but I mean, to the mayor and the council,
But everyone, you're right, right,
everyone involved in that.
the city government for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Everybody else has been good. We've asked for people to relook, or we've been asked to relook at per capita just from some of the smaller cities. Just because it is a budget hit for them,
Yeah.
in light of everything else you know, we talked about that $25 per capita aspect of being very minimal, almost, you know, ceremonial at some level compared to some options. So,
Right, yeah, you'd
And-
have to go and hire.
Honestly, we try to be good neighbors, including the RTCP funding, you know, that we give to the small cities that are under 6,000 or whatever it is, but, I mean, we are good neighbors. I think
And
we need to continue to be. you know.
Right,
Yeah, and I think just publicly, we would never hang call response over anybody's head
No.
after this. So
No.
That's not.
that is not the intent at all.
That's an action item that we need to,
That would be my question to Lisa. It's on here for discussion with possible action,
I
but
would make a motion that John drafts a letter to send out to the
mayor and council
mayor and council and
and employees.
other people that need to for the city of Lamont law enforcement coverage.
I'll second.
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to draft a letter. Have attorney's office draft a letter to send to the Vermont elected officials and workers in regards to the law enforcement issue. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Anything else you need from the sheriff's
Have
department?
a good day off. No,
They
heard everything
Stay
went
cool.
well at the rodeo. Everybody had,
helping,
Yeah, you know, the rodeo, I'd just like to say, I met with them prior. We gave some recommendations for some safety enhancements. One of them being portable light plants in the parking area to remove the cloak of secrecy for underage drinking in the parking area. You literally head into that wall of darkness. They set up 2 light plants and it took that away completely, and it really made life easier for them and for us. So just really thank them for taking some, you know, some
Proactive.
forward steps towards safety that helped. We had some assistance from State Patrol on the highways that weekend. We've asked for some increased patrol also for Fair Week. So, you know, we just like that. Added umbrella of assistance for those busy times, and that's been good.
Note to the people.
no, I appreciate you working with them, you know, and suggesting things. And then, I appreciate them being proactive. I've talked to several of the leaders or members out there and they said it went well and you guys responded well and yeah, no, it was, and they had, who did the parking for them? The Ford Legion or the war veterans from Dubuque County or something?
Yes.
Said they just did an excellent job.
Yeah.
They parked them and they lined them up and worked well. And they donated to them, of course, but I just heard everything went well.
Cool.
We have Sergeant Beck today working on some media posts for this change to 60 miles an hour and how it affects our area. And we're getting a lot of questions and we have a lot of unanswered.
We're working on a solution.
So that's something we wanna, if we can collectively put that out with accurate information, we want to encourage, because otherwise it's a big, I don't know. So,
Well, if I had my way, we would pass an ordinance to stay 55 because of the expenses that we will have to incur to change stopping distances, to change sign locations and all this stuff. This is one of those things that doesn't make any sense. Nobody really asked for. And they don't understand the consequences of the action that they took and just, well, yeah, everybody goes 60 anyway, so we'll just increase it.
now
Because-
everybody's gonna go faster.
You know, you talk turn radiuses and banking and road construction, you talk, like I say, signs, the rumble strip, all that spacing might have to change.
Yeah.
So we could be talking hundreds of thousands of dollars and just moving signs and this corner is too tight, so now we gotta put up a slow down sign, you know, reduce speed, it's doesn't make a lot of sense.
I would keep it the same for deer alone.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Here.
We need to get the engineer up here because they're pouring concrete. I'm sure he's anxious to get back out there. So we'll turn it over to Jaden Shackle with the county engineer's office. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning, James.
Good morning. State auditors are also here for us today too, to go through year end stuff, so it's a busy day.
Yeah.
Let them do their thing.
First on the agenda, sure will make some of you or all of you very happy, is an agreement, pre-construction agreement with the Iowa DOT for their primary road project, for the resurfacing of Highway 62. So next summer.
Don't tease us.
Mike,
So here,
Don't
here you
tease
go,
us.
Mark's my question. I read it. I didn't read it all. Because it was lengthy, but does the new fiscal year now starts 26, 27? Could it be done this year? Probably not.
It will be next summer they're doing it.
Next summer.
The letting is, right now, their letting is scheduled for this coming October, so, it
they're
will.
doing it, Mike. Come on, give them.
It's the worst hard service road in Jackson County. I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying.
Wish they could keep that too.
Yeah.
Like that, title that anyway. So they, as part of the resurfacing from Andrew to Bellevue, typical with all the other, I shouldn't say all the other, but the south half of 62 and similar to how we do our secondary road rehab projects is to put paved aprons on the side roads, X amount of feet back, and in the past, the county would go quite a ways further. Since then, we've kind of brought them back a little bit closer, with the main goal being to, on those gravel roads, that is, to keep the motor graders from their nose or the front of the machine sticking out in the travel lanes of the pavement when trying to blade the intersection. So by increasing that pavement back, it allows for them to not have their nose in the traffic. So as part of the project, similar as they did on the south end, any apron work beyond the 10 feet from edge of primary road pavement, from that point beyond, will be at our cost. Again, this is exactly the same as they did in the south end. But that's all been included in the agreement for, it ended up being 9 side roads. And they had an estimated cost, and that's purely just an estimate based on, just no different than we do estimates prior to letting. We have, we expect the project to cost this, so that's just an approximate cost. The actual cost will be when it's installed at whatever contract price, and they will do, the DOT will have to do their full inspection of things, but ultimately it'll be around that estimate amount. But
This overlay they're doing includes a wider lane or a safety lane on the outside. Is there rumble strips on that too?
I haven't seen their plans yet. I would assume it's gonna be exactly the same as the south side, where yes, they will have a 2 foot or a little minimum of a 2 foot paved shoulder with rumble strips in it. But it'll be cold in place recycled, just like they did on the south.
Yeah. Like my concern over the last project we've done was how these little 100-foot or 150-foot, what do you call them?
Aprons.
Aprons, if that's an easy word, how they were gonna hold up.
Mhm.
And I think they're fantastic. I mean, it takes away all the rumbling and all the washboards right by the stop sign, like there always is. And when, in the wintertime, when you have slick and ice build up there, they can clean them off and they're melted off before, I think they're fantastic, guys.
They do help limit that too, yes, for the washboarding, because the reason why there's so much washboarding at intersections is because you have people decelerating and
Yep.
accelerating, and having pavement there in lieu of gravel keeps that from happening.
Can you tell me how long, the oldest one we have, is it the Z50, is it just Springbrook Highway, Z15, whatever, no?
Longest as in lengthwise of paved approach.
No, since we have them apron, what was the first one we put in with the aprons? Which road, Preston? I don't know, but how long is, it's been
7 years,
Yeah.
for sure, yeah.
and they've held up well, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah. I just think they're a no-brainer.
Yep.
And then, so with that, we would put that estimated amount in our, this wouldn't come due to us probably till around fiscal year 28. By the time they do their project, they have to go through their audit stuff and everything, and ultimately this will come a year or two down the road. But nonetheless, we will include this cost when we go to do fiscal year 28 budget.
Okay.
Next, or this upcoming fall, so.
So you just need, action to agree to their.
Yeah, recommend
Okay.
board
I would-
approval.
I would make a motion to approve the DOT pre-construction agreement for Highway 62 road project, as presented.
I would second that.
Got a motion by
I
Mike,
think it
second.
needs to approve and authorize the chair and auditor signature.
Yes, it
I
does.
thought that.
We got a motion by Mike, second by Nin to approve the Iowa DOT pre-construction agreement for the primary road project on Highway 62 with the chair and auditor signatures as required. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
So following up with that, next then is an Iowa DOT agreement for a detour, so. A little bit of gain can't come without some pain, I guess, so as part of that. Be a different project, but. The whole scope of work with Highway 62 is the DOT will also be doing a full deck replacement on their bridge on Highway 62 over Brush Creek. So when they do that, it will close Highway 62 and they're gonna also perform the asphalt work at that time or in conjunction, what have you, but ultimately. They will close that road. And so when they do that, the detour route is will be on just north of Andrew on 250th Ave, our 250th Avenue over Y61, going north to Cottonville, and then east from Cottonville on Bellevue Cascade Road or D61 into Bellevue. That'll be the detour route. Right past your house.
We spoke about that, right?
With that, the DOT Manchester office, they'll be serving as the resident construction engineer for their project, so their resident construction engineer will meet with myself and we will do an on-site inspection of the detour route prior to it being in place to so that way we can document the existing condition of the road, so that way if any, say during the detour route, if something were to happen like pavement cracks, what have you, that it gets repaired at their cost, but obviously they're not gonna repair stuff that was there prior, so we do a pre-inspection prior to that detour.
I don't know if you have any patching, on that road now. There's a few spots that got some dips and I don't know if we can jack it. Or,
We usually can in both pavements, well, Y61's only, it's been freshly overlaid as of 2 years ago.
Mhm.
yeah, that's,
And that's real good.
That's
Bellevue
real
Cascade
good.
Road, that, I don't know when that was installed, but that's, that concrete's in very well or very good condition, so.
It's been resurfaced in a few places too.
So,
no,
that's, so with that, that's, will be. This detour as it relates to their bridge project, but this is an agreement for them to detour their primary roadway onto our local road. For the duration of their project.
I'll make a motion to approve the detour agreement.
I would second, with signatures required.
We got a motion by Nin, second by Mike to approve the Iowa DOT agreement for detours of Highway 62 with the chair and auditor signatures as required. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Quick question though. This, weren't they initially thinking of maybe doing this as a concrete overlay, which gave you the idea of maybe to try a concrete overlay like we're doing here? And why did that change, or am I mistaken?
So they were initially. Investigating the use of a concrete overlay. I don't know ultimately why they did not pursue it. I know we were investigating ours prior to that.
Right.
But. Yeah, for whatever reason, I guess I don't know, but they decided not to. I don't know if it came down to costs or. I honestly have no idea, but that was what they were initially investigating.
Okay.
But no, I guess that's no longer.
Okay, that's all, just a question, I just don't.
The perfect segue into quick update. Bernard Road overlay is occurring as we speak. But today is the first day of paving out there. They're planning to get about 3/4 of a mile a day. So
Both lanes I'm hearing.
both lanes
shoulders.
and the paved shoulder and everything. It's 28 foot wide from edge of paver to edge of paver, inside a form of paver to paver. Tracks sit outside of that, but
So we got 22, we got 3 extra foot on both sides, is that? what I'm figuring.
So yeah, 11-foot lanes, 2-foot paved shoulder, and then part of the paved shoulder, it's got a safety edge, so
Sure.
it's not just a straight vertical face of concrete, it's actually slopes out, so that's about a foot on each side too. Road is fully closed, the residents along there will be able to access their properties via like golf cart, but we're expected with the weather we're having too to have good. The concrete should reach maturity very quickly, so hopefully in the next, by tomorrow, hopefully by, ideally
Harder,
by,
quicker.
It's a couple umbrellas on that paper.
hopefully by tomorrow, they can at least be driving equipment on what they paved today, but if not, it'd definitely be the following day, but.
Wow.
Nice.
But it'll still be close to, but at least the traffic, or like people, the golf carts can maybe drive on the new slab, but we'll be doing that. Doing the paving obviously in phases, but it has started today and,
How many miles is that roughly?
about 3.25.
3.25, so 5 days, 6 days or
Mhm.
whatever.
Yes, they should be done hopefully middle of next week with the actual paved.
Still got shoulder work to do. And
Yeah, there'll be granular shoulders and, no different than here, they'll have to come back and do pavement side, or the side road aprons too, and come back and put those in, but.
When are they gonna put markings on the Springbrook or Springfield Road?
That will be either in the next week or two. I'd have to check out when it was.
Couple weeks, yeah.
Is it, yeah.
Good.
For what other projects we got going on, Z15, they're, or Springbrook Highway Bridge, they're placing riprap and doing the grading and doing all the prep work prior for paving next week. Chenoweth, they poured, all the substructure is poured, so, sorry. The only substructure left is the south pier. They gotta do the pier cap yet. Once the pier cap is done, then they can start, hopefully getting ready to start setting beams over the river, so. What else? What other bridge? There's one more, I know. 415th Avenue.
Preston, yeah.
Yeah, that deck was poured last week. They're hopefully gonna pour the rail then tomorrow.
Nice.
Hopefully, so.
One more bridge question.
Mhm.
We were trying to get the $2 million for Moorhead Bridge. Did we ever?
We did not.
We did not get.
I did not actually. I'm glad you brought that up because I actually asked the DOT that. It's probably been about a month and a half ago because we haven't heard anything. Usually we have, and they haven't released it yet, but they have informed us, no, we're not successful. There is some, we send you all an email later, but there is some discussion on another grant for Moorhead Bridge. It'll be, I think it's a fiscal year, either 26 or 27 fiscal year, another competitive highway bridge program grant that Moorhead it has made the semifinalist round. Hopefully it makes the finalist round.
Okay.
But with that, it was actually just an email from the Iowa County Engineers Association yesterday for that fiscal year 27, let's call it 27, competitive highway bridge program grant. It's gonna be a quick turnaround. Applications are due in 4 weeks. So the County Engineers Association is having an emergency meeting tomorrow to figure out who was making the finalist round. So I'll know more this week on whether or not Moorhead made the cut. And we also had another one make the semifinalist round too, a bridge on 407th Avenue. Hopefully both of them can make into the finalist, but I guess there's more details to come on that. So there is another chance for us to hopefully get that thing.
And does that have any repercussions with proceeding with Iron Bridge, or where are we at with Iron Bridge?
Iron Bridge, so the build grant was supposed to be announced no later than June 28th. They have not officially announced it. There has been some rumors going around of what was awarded and what wasn't. I verified the County Engineers Association, like, is this rumor true? And they're like, they have not been informed yet of anything. So I'm hopeful, but we don't have any proof yet or official notice of an award. But I would expect that coming this week. I mean, today's the last day of June.
That was just a topic of conversation being last weekend. I was down there running that with the adventure race, people getting out of there and they're like, what do we do next year? And I'm like, oh, we're gonna do a short race. And it was really short. Holy crap, they were fast.
So next year will still be unaffected yet.
Oh,
It'll be the following year.
okay.
Because next year we're doing a bridge, it's planned for this November, letting over Brush Creek, which is near the DOT's detour route, which is so our bridge will be on 189th Street, just below the transfer station. That'll be our next Summers Bridge, but with Iowa 62 work going to occur and that being closed, I'm gonna do similar with Channelworth, how request the DOT to put in free winter work for the contractor to hopefully have our bridge replaced our bridge on 189th Street replaced prior to the DOT beginning their 62. But Iron Bridge then is planned for, it'll be let in fiscal year 27, but it will probably, it'll occur the summer of, it'll be fiscal year 28 when it actually is.
Okay.
So next year will still be good.
You'll still be good.
Mhm.
That's good to hear.
Appreciate it.
Sorry if there's a lot going on, I guess.
Well, that's awesome.
All right.
And I get excited to think maybe when we get that 150th bridge right there by Edgegate, when does that get on the list? The Canton Bridge, when does that start making the list? Cause
Well, hopefully we get good word on some of these grants for as it relates to Iron Bridge and Moorhead Bridge, because that only helps us look forward into the future of the other river bridge. I mean, we have other bridges more than just river bridges, but those are ones that take a huge amount of money to replace.
Yeah.
So we can set our sights maybe on those depending on the hopefulness of being awarded some of those other grants.
I will say this, we've done pretty good so far.
Yeah,
I mean, we were very fortunate,
That's a good thing or
We
a bad
were
thing. That means our bridges are really bad.
but we're fortunate to get that funding and to
Yes,
actually apply for it,
right.
I should say. You know,
thank you for.
It's
Word
part
from
of-
your.
part of the job, but it's just like to see progress. So whatever we can do to try to fix the roads and bridges, I guess we're doing everything in our power.
well, we got a lot of them.
You've been very efficient at it.
You're
We
doing a
appreciate
good
it.
job, so,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you much, sir.
Yep.
And next up, we got Lisa. And she has a plethora
Good
of
morning.
things for us to talk
I
about
do.
today.
Today is, as Jaden said, it is the end of our fiscal year today, so this is where we need to close out fiscal year and start a new fiscal year. So this morning, I do need a motion to approve the minutes of the June 23rd, 2026 meeting as written by Auditor Smith and authorized publication in the official newspapers.
I'd make that motion.
I would second.
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve the minutes of the June 23rd, 2026 meeting as written by Auditor Smith and authorized publication in official newspapers. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
And this is where we start with all of our fiscal year resolutions. So I just need a motion to approve resolution 1194-0-30-2026 for the fiscal year 26-27 appropriations by department.
So moved.
I would second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve resolution 1194-06-30-2026 for the fiscal year 26-27 appropriations by department. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to approve resolution number 1195-06-30-2026, naming county officers bank depositories for fiscal year 26-27 for the recorder and sheriff designated banks to deposit revenues held in their trust accounts.
I would make that motion.
I would second.
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve resolution 1195-06-30-2026, naming county officers bank depositories for fiscal year 26-27 for the recorder and sheriff's designated banks to deposit revenues held within their trust accounts. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to approve resolution number 1196-06-30-2026, naming Jackson County Bank depositories for fiscal year 26-27, the financial institution to be depositories for funds collected in the county treasurer's office.
And they have not changed, correct?
No.
I would make that motion.
I would second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve resolution 1196-06-30-2026, naming Jackson County Bank depositories for fiscal year 26-27, the financial institutions to be the depository of funds collected in the county treasurer's office. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to approve resolution number 1197-06-30-2026 for designation of county bank for fiscal year 26-27, designating Macocata State Bank for county warrants and payroll warrants.
I'd make that motion.
I would second.
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve a resolution 1197-06-30-2026 for designation of county bank for fiscal year 26-27, designated Macocata State Bank for county warrants and payroll warrants. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
I need a motion to approve resolution 1197-06-30-20, nope. I need resolution number 1198-06-30-2026 for issuing county warrants and allowing the auditor to issue warrants without the prior approval of the board for payment on freight, postage, express payrolls, water, lights, telephone, contractual services, witness fees, school of instruction, registration fees, and mileage. And I believe this should say, and DFC grant expenditures.
And what is the limit on that, could I ask? Limit amount?
There is no limit, because
Okay.
we're just approving, just these small, I mean, honestly, we don't do this very often, but.
No, that's what I'd say. I'm trying to, relate this to the public, that we get all the bills and before the claims, I should say, and review them before they're paid, basically.
Well, this resolution says the bills paid by the auditor without the approval of the Board of Supervisors shall be submitted to the board for review and approval at the next meeting when claims are paid. So we do that.
Yes.
So, and so there is no limit, and I would like to add to that motion, and drug-free coalition grant expenses.
And this is just to make sure we don't have any late fees and stuff on like the
Correct.
water bill, the power bill, that kind of stuff.
Yes, correct.
I'd make that motion to approve.
I would, as amended, I would
Yeah.
second.
We got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve resolution 1198-06-30-2026 for issuing county warrants and allowing auditor to issue warrants without prior approval of the board for payment on freight, postage, express, payroll, water, lights, telephone, contractual services, witness fees, school of instruction, registration fees, mileage, and DFC grant as amended. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Need a motion to approve resolution number 1199-06-30-2026 for interfund operating transfers, authorizing the auditor to periodically transfer sums from the general basic and rural services basic funds to the secondary roads fund during the 26-27 budget year.
So moved.
I would second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve resolution 1199-06-30-2026 for interfund operating transfers, authorizing the auditor to periodically transfer sums from the general basic to rural services basic funds to secondary road fund during the 26-27 budget year. And those, when they actually get executed, we still approve them at that time. So it isn't like they happen, so we still check and balance.
And just to clarify, whatever that's in their budget already, I mean, it's been approved in the budget, but it's held and they don't get it all.
Right.
Correct. That's true.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
So the next three resolutions have to do with how we pay people. It is the board's discretion as far as all of these fees. So my next resolution is resolution 1200-06-30-2026 for township officials reimbursement with a compensation rate of $25 per meeting and for clerks book work of $25 per month, not to exceed $300 per year.
We move to approve.
I would second that.
Motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve resolution 1200-06-30-2026 for township officials reimbursement with a compensation rate of $25 per meeting and for clerk's book work of $25 per month, not to exceed $300 per year. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Need a motion to approve resolution number 1201-06-30-2026, setting the compensation of all election board members and other temporary election officials and the hours and mileage rates.
I'd make that motion to approve.
I would second.
Got a motion by Nin, second by Mike to approve resolution 1201-06-30-2026, setting the compensation of all election board members and their temporary election officials and the hours and mileage rates. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Need a motion to approve resolution number 1202-06-30-2026 for payroll for fiscal year 26-27, authorized publication in the official newspapers.
I would move to approve.
Would second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nin to approve resolution 1202-06-30-2026 for payroll for fiscal year 26-27 and authorized publication in official newspapers. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries.
This next resolution is resolution number 1203-06-30-2026. Designating the place at which notices of any meetings of the Jackson County Board of Supervisors shall be posted effective July 1st, 2026. And this is in regards to a bill that was passed and signed by the governor. I don't really know all of the background as far as why there was a change. I know that Bjorn has seen some chatter on what we call base camp, how counties are going to do this. In reading the legislation and the law, it basically talks about the governmental bodies. And obviously, Board of Supervisors are the governmental body, but we also have one of the big things that's happening that we're discussing are township trustee or township budgets. Right now, the law is written that we have to post those notices, public notices for the township budgets. We post them here on our official board. But the question now is, do those township budgets need to be posted, in a prominent and conspicuous place? And so I don't know how this is going to play out. There was some discussion on this base camp that it's my understanding potentially that the state of Iowa is not going to be changing how they post their notices. But for right now, the way that the legislation is wrote, and you will see that I did post on the door this week. And there's some discussion because we will have to have zoning. Conservation already does it on their door. Veterans Affairs is someone else. Board of Health, Board of Adjustment. There are assessor's office. So I don't know how all of these boards and commissions that meet here at the courthouse, 911 would be another one. We believe that they're under the umbrella of a governmental body. I'm not sure how this is going to play out. I know that there are some counties that are exploring, I think, a digital way to do this. So we worded our resolution that we will be posting the notice in the east entrance to the courthouse. We didn't specifically say the door in case at some point we decide to do a digital notification. But for right now, our official posting will be the east entrance. And that's what this resolution is for today.
Let it be known that we are going to comply with the law.
We are, yeah. Normally I always post it out in the board here, by the door here at the auditor's office, but the way that the law is written says that it has to be in a conspicuous and prominent place and must be visible at all times. So.
And we did have a conversation last week where we talked about,
Yeah.
A way to get easy access so people could get to the digital. Would maybe at some point we do a QR code that you can scan and that'll take you right to our website where they can be posted. But
Well-
again, we don't know if that's.
And a lot of these notices are already being done. They're
Right.
already being done
Yeah.
on our website.
Right.
So this is just,
So they're there.
we're
They're
gonna
out
comply
there.
with the law. It's there. It's just, we're gonna comply with the law and it may change.
Yeah.
So.
I'd make the motion to approve.
I would second.
We got a motion by Nin, second by Mike to approve resolution 1203-06-30-2026, designating the place in which notices of any meetings of the Jackson County Board of Supervisors shall be posted effective July 1, 2026. Any other discussion?
Just again, a note is that we have received all of these resolutions prior. We have reviewed them all. It's most of the normal beginning of the year stuff,
Mhm.
and they're all available to the public if they want to.
I post all of them to our website. All of the resolutions that you have passed, I think, I've gone back to 2000, so I know that I have 26, almost 26 years, 25 and a half years of all of these resolutions. So at any time, anybody, if they ever want to know about a resolution, it's very easy on our website how to.
It
Search
is
that.
user friendly. I
It
would
is
say
very
since the new
Yes.
format has been very friendly, and just so that, no, they're all available to the public.
Yeah.
And we just are approving a bunch of numbers here.
Right.
These are things that we actually reviewed and go over, so.
It's another reason for us to pass an audit.
All right. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
That ends all of the resolutions that I have for today, but I have two other things that I would like to discuss. I did call Dr. Peterson. He is our medical examiner for Jackson County. And I would like to have a motion to approve he has recommended motion to approve the reappointment of Raymond Ackerman, Jordan Fullerton, Ann E. McGill Hamilton, Lynn Meninger, Brett Pauls, and Jamie Stainer as the Jackson County Medical Examiner Investigators effective July 1st, 2026, as recommended by Dr. Eric Peterson.
I'd make that motion.
Is there an end date?
No.
Okay.
Dr. Peterson believes that these are an indefinite. If you go back out, and I've read the code is very clear when it comes to the term of the medical examiner. To me, it does not say that these investigators have a term limit. Dr. Peterson's opinion is that they are indefinite.
Okay, so then when one goes off, we gotta get another one.
If you go back and you look at the history of these medical examiners, I mean, at one point, we only had 2 people.
Yeah,
So
so these are all,
only certain people can do this. This isn't just,
they have to be qualified.
they do.
I would second.
We got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve the reappointment of Raymond Ackerman, Jordan Fullerton, Ann McGill Hamilton, Lynn Meetinger, Brent Pauls, Jamie Stainer at Jackson County Medical Examiner Investigators. Excuse me, effective July 1st, 2026, as recommended by Dr. Eric Peterson. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
My final motion for today is to approve a fireworks permit to Corey Driscoll at 44-180 17th Street, Preston, on July 4th, 2026 at dusk, with a rain date of either July 11th or July 12th, 2026.
So moved.
I'd second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve a fireworks permit for Corey Driscoll at 44-180 17th Street, Preston, on July 4th, 2026 at dusk, with a rain date of July 11th or 12th, 2026, same time. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all that I have for today.
A lot of talk.
That was a lump.
Anything else for the good of the meeting?
No really updates here from me. I just wish everybody a happy and safe 4th of July, and again, be careful if you are doing some fireworks and such and celebrating, just have a good time. And again, 250 years, a long time.
Yeah. With the amount of heat we got this week, be safe. I'm glad we got the rain we did, or it'd be really dry. And that would be a complicating factor with the fireworks, but just be safe, be diligent, watch for any errant sparks or something, but look forward to have a great 250.
I do want to let everybody know that Brentwood Scenic Byways did approve a kiosk that will be going in down at the fairgrounds. They had another location that didn't meet the qualifications of where it should be, so they were looking for an area in Jackson County. The fair board did agree that it would be okay with them, so just bringing it forward that will be something going up down at the fairgrounds. We're assuming somewhere around the Pearson building. So
Any word on our food pantry?
I have had discussion with Black Hills Energy. I told them to put it on what I call the north side of the drop box. And we'll put it in the grass in that area, and I assume at some point we'll probably cement around it, so it's easier to mow and trim and whatever.
I just assumed it would be here already because they were so
Oh.
adamant on
Oh,
wanting
right
them
away.
to.
Yeah,
I mean.
Yeah, I thought they would have been, went out, got it out of the truck.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised if it gets done next. But they were going to contact me so we could coordinate with Jeff or Bob to get this done. So I would think we'll see something shortly.
All right. Anything else, Gordon?
If there's no further business, I'd make a motion, we adjourn.
I would second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to adjourn. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Have a great happy 4th, everybody.